Hey everyone, welcome to the Crypto Kids podcast, a series of pods with the youngest stars in the crypto space. I'm super excited about this session. I've got Daryl Lau. I think he needs no introduction, but so basically Daryl is 24. He started at CoinGecko and he's now become sort of a DeFi god in the space and professional shitposter.
Hey, good. Thanks for having me. Like this is like probably the first podcast that highlighted my age, but like okay.
Uh, yeah, I think I got used to like highlighting the kid's age, although wasn't a smart move in your case. You were like in the upper range. Yeah. So to kick us off, Daryl, just for the listeners who do not know you, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background. I love those stories because you always have that one guy with a crazy story who got into crypto by mistake.
Okay, Marathon's gonna take a while, but like basically got into the space around like 5 years ago, 2017. So this was like basically like near the top of the market where we were basically but like we bought in right before the China crash. Like basically China banned ICOs for the first time, so like everything nuked. So right before that it was like going up and we thought it was like we were geniuses. But then yeah, shit went down after that, and just like we were just I'll say sorry, when I say we, I meant like me and my twin brother Daryl. So then after that, we just like started grinding on our own. Then we at 2018 we just joined CoinGecko, and then CoinGecko was just us. We were basically leading the whole market research side of things there. So we started off with like redesigning the entire ICO section. Then after that, moved on to like finding the next narratives after ICOs died. So that was like basically ended up being DeFi. But before, like we were heavy into DeFi before it was actually called DeFi. So stuff like Uniswap, Synthetics, Curve, stuff like yeah, Uniswap, Synthetics, Curve, Maker, DAO, so Compound. So all those stuff that we were like very heavy users, and then we were just like trying to get like it all integrated on CoinGecko beforehand. So like I was one like t telling the founders and everything like we should integrate Uniswap and everything. Like we were explaining to them over like a week or something. Just like how do we use Uniswap, what is it for, and why is it different from every other exchange? And then trying to work out the details on how to get that integrated to CoinGecko itself. So we were basically like the first ever market data provider to like have any of those tracked, and we was always the fastest because I was like always like up until like uh 4 a.m., 5 a.m. just like making sure talking to all the teams, making sure everything's up accurate, and then being the first to list all these coins that was like being launched on CoinGecko, just so that we have all the data and be the fastest to capture it. So that really helped us out. Then yeah, fast forward to like I don't know like 20. So I did that for like 2.5 years while I was doing my degree. Then after like last year, like 2020, yeah, 2020, we basically started up the fund mechanism capital with Andrew. So there we did a bunch of stuff like we let seed round finance and I get like you're familiar with. Then after like a couple months, basically last October I left. Then I took like some time off just to travel around Europe. So did like basically like a whole like 2 3 months vacation with my brothers and my best friend. So we started traveling around, and then after that, like we did like some investments in the side with my brothers as well, and that just really became like the whole not three Lao capital meme. So like not three Lao is basically like from our names like Laos, three Laos, but we couldn't use the name like three Lao because like the music artist Lao had already taken it, so it just became like not three Lao instead. So yeah, we just like the meme and we stuck with it. Then like we've been like having fun ever since, I guess.
If we rewind a little bit, Daryl, can you tell us about how it all started? I'm really curious to hear about the first days or your first day, if you remember, in crypto.
So there's like two stories to that I can say. Like one first story was like 2016. Darren was dating this girl, and this girl was mining Ethereum. But when she told us about it, we thought it was a scam because she said it's like a money printing machine. So we thought it was a scam, so we ignored it completely. Then 2017, we basically like were working at this like youth startup. So it's basically like a lot more on like youth leadership, like youth training and stuff like that. It's really helping people like develop, I guess. And then one of the managers there, he was basically like a personal finance blogger, and he was really smart. Like and then he wrote like this whole blog post on like um why I invested in Bitcoin. And me and Darren were like, I thought Bitcoin was a scam, but this guy's smart, so like we should give it another read. And then we read into it some more deeper, and then that really just got us into the whole rabbit hole. Like to us, it's like we really wanted a way to like earn, I guess, earn cash or earn money online, and then without being able to like beat like the weak currency of Malaysia, I guess. And then we had like crypto, and then we had and like Bitcoin for us like a way more easier for us to like transact and like exchange currencies easily, exchange money easily. Yeah.
And was one of you more bullish than the other and the other one skeptical? Like one was like, no, 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 and the other was like, yay, let's go. Or were you both like super bullish on crypto?
Uh, I, I wouldn't say that we both like bullish on it. It's just that for Darren, he had like other priorities at the time. And so basically, we started looking into crypto around like our university time. And then what happened was basically like both of us got full scholarships to study to finish do our degree. But then I was already deep into the crypto rabbit hole by then. So like my first semester in, I already lost my scholarship. And then to me, it was like since I lost my scholarship, I need to like earn it back, right? So I need to like so because I really didn't want like my mom to go through all the hassle of like paying off the degree and everything. So at the time, it was like a lot of money as well. It's like 100, I think 100 grand or something for the whole degree. So to me, it was like I really need to make this back. And to me, like crypto was like one way to like for me to like I guess had the ease of barrier of like there's no barriers to entry. That's literally just like you work and you can earn. Like you put in effort, you can make back any money. So yeah. So basically, like in CoinGecko, we led a few of the venture stuff there. So I was basically like we helped set up like CoinGecko Ventures there. So I led basically the first 10 deals. So I would say like the first 10 deals were like stuff like seed rounds in Zapper, Serum, Tokamak, which before they rebranded, so that was Fractal. So a few other investments like that, and then really just like from there, I was just like, okay, I wanted to do something on my own, and then Andrew came along, and Andrew was like, hey, what about like, joining up with me and starting a mechanism to capital together? Because and by the time I already knew Andrew because like we were all both active in like a lot of like the DeFi Discord, so like synthetics and stuff like that. Like he was a very active power user, and I was always early in Discord as well. So like we both like naturally like connected a few times. So yeah, that was it. That's really it. So we did that. Then we like really started off with the whole Wi-Fi craze and everything.
Yeah, and can you tell us more about how you guys, how the investments work at Three Loud Capital? Like from the moment you source the deal to the moment you actually close it. How does that work?
That's that's gonna be like another hour if I want to show all my bags. But no, basically, like like I've been doing some investments on the side with my brothers as well. So it's like really just like all in the not three law umbrella kind of thing. So we've been whatever investment that we see that we all collectively like, then we invested in it as a group. So that's been stuff like Drift, stuff like Trader Joe's, Kabbalah, Nyan Heroes, Atomic Form. Really stuff like that we thought that we found interesting, stuff that we would like actually use in real life.
And if we take a step back and we zoom out a little bit and we just look at the space in general, I'm really, really curious to know, like through Daryl's lenses, what does this whole crypto revolution look like?
I mean, to me, it's just really like the ease of financial tooling, like the fact that for me in Malaysia, I couldn't really buy any US stocks at all. And to me, and also like if I wanted to get a bank loan, it's just gonna take me like 3 4 weeks just to get approved. Especially if like I was like a student or something. And being a student with like no capital, no credits or whatsoever is just gonna be like really dumb. And to me, it's also the fact that like I guess in my country, in Malaysia, or like my upbringing, like we don't really talk about like finances that much. Like we had to like learn it all by ourselves. Like eventually, like you go through high school and everything, like not knowing shit, and then after that, when you go to college, you need to like learn how to fend for yourself, need to like learn how to pay the bill, need to learn how to like get a scholarship or stuff like that, and that's just really hard. And like with crypto, it's like all this knowledge and all this stuff is like applicable and easy for you to use. Like I can literally spin up like a rainbow wallet, and I would have access to all this tooling in like literally 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes even.
What are some of the things? What are some of the things you're looking at the moment? What have you been focusing on these days?
I guess like Yeah, still on DeFi, but like I guess DeFi and gaming, I guess. Like I've been a fan of like how we've been like working together with a few gaming projects and a few DeFi projects very closely. And just like I really want to be able to see like a world where I can easily use a lot of DeFi toolings and be able to like earn yields or be able to like send money over, be able to take a loan out without any issues, and then being able to like I don't know, like leverage trade or that even or like for gaming, like being able to play something and like actually have fun rather than being able to just having my mind all the time on like how do I make money kind of thing. Like I just want like a break, and it's just like some games out there are starting to shape up to be like really fun, and I'm looking forward to that.
Just for the listeners who are not necessarily very familiar with play to earn movement, can you explain in a few sentences what it's all about?
Yeah, okay. So basically, it's like there's been a few like the movement last year. That's basically called play to earn, where basically if you play a game and you finish like that's the most popular one will be Axie. So Axie will be like you take three like monsters, something like Pokemon, I guess, and then you basically do like moves to like fight each other. And every time you fight someone and you finish a few rounds, you get awarded some tokens. So these tokens will be called like smaller potions. So basically SLPs. So as like after you earn these SLPs, you can actually sell it for money, and that's what a lot of people in the Philippines have done. Like like for a period of time where the earnings from SLPs were actually like more than the minimum wage. So you had a lot of people like drop out of their jobs just to like work on SLPs, or like people that were using SLPs to like supplement their income. And it's really helped like a lot of people during the pandemic when like basically all the jobs were all cut and everyone's like unemployed. So like that really helped like the whole economy like sustain itself. So that since that movement happened, like I think after everyone has seen like the whole Axie hype and after everyone has seen like the performance of the Axie token, they started launching their own games. And then you've seen like a lot of spin-off clones and stuff like that. But they aren't really like fun. Like to me like Axie's like the basically the version of Axie right now is the beta version. So the battle gameplay and everything like that's still being worked on for the team. But the problem is that it grew too fast that everyone just like recognizes this as the only and they think that it's the only gameplay. But like the whole Axie team is still working on the game. Like they still haven't launched lands yet, but and they are working on like extending it even further. So like to me like the original battle game isn't fun. Like I've always been more of a fan of like games like RPGs and stuff like Pokemon, I guess. Yeah, Pokemon and RuneScape. Yeah.
I feel like you also have a very unique take on everything that's happening on the crypto native, investment and VC world. Um, can you tell us, as someone who's been in the trenches and not only a contributor but actually a pioneer when it comes to crypto native investment models, can you tell us how crypto is reshaping the investment and VC world?
Okay, I think you want to take a step back here, but like and talk about how investment landscape is in like traditional world. So like in the traditional world, like for example, like if I wanted to be a VC, I would really have to like break into the space and be able to like know the right people and know the right partners, know the right funds, and be able to talk to the managers and everything like that, so that I would get like my foot in the door and be an intern. And then even if I'm still an intern, I'll still be like grinding my ass off, like 110-hour work weeks, and that's not you're not getting any returns on my investments or not being able to like actually do the investments. It's almost always like you as an associate or as an intern would do all the grunt work for the partners, and the partners would take all the credit. And then you also have to like if you want to level up, you have to like take a few more like tests and be like accredited, so-called like you have to be not just accredited investor where you need to have a certain amount of like assets, and basically like you need to like at least $1 million or something to be accredited investor. But then you also need to like to take a few like financial certification tests, and that will probably take you like a year or two. Meanwhile, in like crypto, for example, like I can basically anyone can buy anything on Uniswap or like any other decentralized exchange, and that's just like really easy to do. But like the problem is like okay, if you really want to make it into investments, like you need to be able to have like conviction, or need to be able to like, know a lot more things about anyone else about the space, about the coins that you've been buying. So you've seen that stuff kind of break out. Like you've seen like a lot of like analysts try to like do stuff like I don't know, like taking notes on Twitter or like podcasts and stuff like that, and being able to like research deeply in coins and then posting threads on Twitter. And then like so all this stuff like they're working towards like being an investment analyst. And then when they become like investment analysts, like you don't actually. So the problem is that there's two paths to basically for anyone wanting to do investments in the space. Like one, you become an investment analyst and you join a fund, or two, you start your own fund. And that's I guess that's what fundamentally is the question that you ask. Like basically like if I start a fund, whether I want it to be like a decentralized fund where anyone can join and anyone can be part of my investments, anyone can be rewarded or anyone can contribute to those fund investments I've made, or I make like a legal fund and then I actually raise money from outside people, like outside limited partners and stuff like that, and then I'll allocate it much like a traditional structure. So like all these like decentralized investment groups, that's really just like I would say it's like a group of friends getting together and be like, hey, we want to work together and help out like these investments to and make these investments together, and really just like help them out as much as we can, like as a collective. And there's like certain power to that, like the fact that I can like even my brothers meet and me like they're doing something like that. We're doing like a informal investment group, which is just really just like three of us and my intern. We have one intern, which is like my best friend, but like we're basically trying to get her into the space, and it's just been like it's like a learning process. Like I haven't really mentored a lot of people in life. So it's really just trying to get her to a level where we think she can get off on her own and then be able to work anywhere else if she wanted to. But yeah, so basically like that's all these decentralized VC groups. It's informal, it's fun. It's just like we move a lot faster as well as compared to like registered or like legal funds or like that are like I guess formal traditional funds. Like for example, like if I was a normal like for me and my brothers, like we can easily ape into like any liquidity pool or any like protocol without getting permission from anywhere else. And that's just because like how it works. Like we don't have to answer to anybody else. But like if a traditional fund, they have LPs, they have to answer to the LPs. Let's say for example, the pool gets rugged or the protocol gets rugged. Like if they end up losing money, they did explain to the VCs why they will lose money. So that you have to like go through all the risk management and stuff like that. But like me and my brothers, it's just like we know the risk, we know what we're doing, so that why as well. It's like if we get like down horrendous, and it's just like that's what it is. That's the name of the game, I guess.
I'm really curious to know what are some of the communities or DAOs that you're a part of?
I have way too many communities that I'm part of. Like DeFi sort of things up. So that's like okay, so that's problem is that it needs to be like different categories. So like there's like DeFi and NFTs, gaming and stuff like that. So like DeFi, the favorite one that I've always had on my bio was like Wi-Fi Maxi, and I was like a part of year in finance since the very beginning. Like I was one of the first multi-sigs of it, one of the first few people that helped out the initial tokenomics plan push, and even helped them out with your tokenomics 2.0 as well recently. And it's like being there to like help them out in any way I can whenever they ask for me, and then also helping out with like an incubator setup that they've been working on. And then for the NFT side of things, I was also like another founding member of Pleaser DAO as well, Pleaser DAO, which really started off as us like buying the people pleaser and NFT of the Uniswap V3 launch, and then after that it just like rock slided into us like buying all the NFTs that we had really like philanthropic purposes that really were significant to the internet, like stuff like free Ross and the Doge NFT, and that really like represented culture as NFTs, and that's like one of the proudest NFT collectors I'm in, I guess. That's really just been like us trying it. Like it's really just started with us like getting together as a group of friends wanting to do own cool shit together. But then now we really moved on to like us wanting to like do something like good for the world. Like for Doge NFT, like we took the auction proceeds and we just donated to like a few dog charities. And then we've been like working on the sidelines to like stuff, random stuff like the Wu Tang. Clan album, like buying the like basically the one of one Wu-Tang Clan album that no one has actually listened to, and then it's trying to do some fun stuff with that over the years. Then for I guess for gaming, like I've been a part of like a few guilds. Like we've been helping Aurora since the launch. We've been helping Aurora since before the launch even. Like we help structure the whole like DAO and stuff like that. We help structure the race, like help structure the DAO, structure the NFTs, and being able to like come up with a new way for it to be like sustainable. Then we've also been like I guess like a part of Paragon's DAO, which is basically like a collective to like collect a lot of the parallel cards NFTs. Maybe they like branch out to other NFT game stuff, but they haven't. But the priority is still like parallels because that's where they started originally. Yeah. Then that's I guess like so there's still some more. So like social side of things like I've been part of like Komorebi, which is basically like a women led investment DAO that's basically they basically fund like women non-binary gender people, and then any projects basically that have like some women I guess presence in them, being able to like being able to push like underserved narrative, being able to push like an underserved community, and being able to like grow this space and being able to have like a whole like a kind of like a wholesome kind of like a fun I don't know like comfy entry to people that people can rely on. Yeah.
Since the beginning, we've touched a lot on the financial aspect of this revolution, which is normal because crypto is a money first, revolution. But I don't know if you can feel it, but I can sense that there's also a revolution, cultural relevance that's brewing somewhere, right? I think we can all feel it. So I think there is a culture that's very, inherent to crypto. Can you tell us what's the crypto culture in your own words? And you're actually one of the, you're one of the people who shape this culture, especially via Twitter. So can you tell us what is it all about? Like I had Benjamin the other day. He was like, crypto culture is about memes, and Gijesh was like, it's about sharing alpha. So what's the crypto culture in your own words?
It's still like memes. Like to be honest, like I've been like one of the reasons why me and my twin brother Darren's like Twitter is so huge is because like we shit post like a lot. Like we make like a ton of memes, and it's just like really like at that moment time kind of things like we don't I don't know, just like randomly come up with it, and it's like resonates with a lot of people, especially if like prices are going down. We all need to like cope together kind of thing. But yeah. It's I would say memes first. So like we've tried like Pizza Doll has bought like the Doge NFT, which is like biggest like meme I guess that you can think of. And then we've bought like some significant stuff like the Free Ross piece as well. So like really just like stuff that we thought that was like okay shit, we need to get this, we need to be a part of this. We also and also like one thing I like to say is that a lot of these pieces that we bought, like most of the proceeds went to charity. So like when we bought those pieces, like they all went to charity as well. So it's just like okay, we've we've all gotten to a point where we wanted to give back to the community in any way we can, and we want to give back to the people. We want to give back to like the world as I guess as a whole. And just like okay, this is basically like one of the ways that we can do that. It's like it's just I guess like a whole circle of like me being into the space. Like I've been helped throughout like the beginning of my journey, but being able to like join CoinGecko at the very beginning and being able to have the freedom to do what I wanted and being listened to, and that's just really like one of the few things that has shaped me is just like people being generous with their time and being generous with their efforts, and it's like I want to be able to give back to that culture. Okay, now I wanna see my friends make it. I wanna see my family make it. I wanna see my anyone else make it kind of thing. Yeah. I think you mentioned that in Alex from Nansen was just like one he was really upfront with like using Nansen as a product and being able to like I was blasting him with product requests every fucking day, and he will answer it every day.
Now, a more personal question. What are some of your hobbies or passions? Like, who's Daryl outside of crypto? What are some of the things that you do when you want to disconnect completely from work and crypto?
Yeah, anime, anime, manga. No, like a lot of anime and manga. To be honest, like way too much. Then it's just like I've been trying to work out, get back to shape recently. Like yeah, no, I've been trying. Yeah, it's just like over like basically Darren tweeted this meme this morning. It was basically like Web 2 me was like the skinny Kermit, and the Web 3 me is like the fat one. Yeah, so that's me. That's been me. Like I've gained like way too much power, way too much weight. So I'm not really trying to like lose it back again. So like trying to get back into shape, get back some exercise, and this is like it helps me a lot. Let's like get away from the screen.
Can you share with us some of your predictions as to where this whole crypto space is going? Some noticeable trends that you think are going to play out in like 5, 10 years from now?
So I guess like it's gonna be a like I'm not sure how prevalent like e-wallet stuff is in your culture or like credit cards in your culture in around the world is, but like from what I've seen over the years in here in Malaysia is that like we were cash first, then we went to credit cards and then we went to like e-wallets, and then we've always like stuck with e-wallets and stuff like that. And like that's taken like maybe 5 years or something to get to where we are. But like the fact that it's like a seamless, contactless way to pay money and being able to transfer cash like to friends or whatever without being having any barriers. It's like what I think I can recognize crypto as becoming, like being able to like transfer cash and everything easily and seamlessly. But the problem is that like we do not have like the scaling solutions live yet now, but that are like really useful. But like basically like they are getting there. They're getting to the point. Like the problem with like rollups, for example, like Arbitrum is like it needs like a lot of users to like actually take off, like for the fees to be subsidized. So all this stuff, like I hope in 10 years that we get to a point where it's like comfortable to use and we can use like scale like L2s or like Solana and stuff like that.
And more specifically, what do you think our daily interactions going to look like with, with DeFi products? Are we going to reach a point where our online activities and spendings, surpass those of the real world?
I guess like so I'm gonna reverse the question a bit, but like how often do you go to a bank? Like yeah. So basically it's like where I think the future is that we don't actually not realize that we're using DeFi. We don't actually realize that we're using crypto and we just use it when we need it. So that's gonna be like a month or like every once a month or every once a couple of weeks or something. Like if I want cash, I can just send money to somewhere, take out as cash, or like set if I need it. If I don't, maybe I don't actually need cash, I can just use a mobile wallet and just scan it somewhere and pay directly with it. And then if I wanted a loan, I can just like straight away like send a transaction to Compound and withdraw the cash if I wanted to. Or like maybe in 10 years, that's like under collateralized lending solutions out already, then I can just like it's even easier for me to use. Like what a future for me for crypto is just that being able to use like using crypto without realizing you're using crypto. And then yeah, then I guess like I don't know, a lot of people talk about games and stuff like that. It's just like a lot of people play games to have fun rather than make money. And just like I don't know if eventually like if, let's say I play a game and I have fun, and then if I wanted to if I wanted to convert over to some money I can, but it's not if it's I don't want that to be like the main focus of the game kind of thing. So it's like kind of like if you played like World of Warcraft or you played like RuneScape back then, you could actually like sell your characters after like a while, and like you could build up a character and then you could sell it and then you could make some money on the side, that kind of thing. That's what I envision like crypto gaming to be like, I guess. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I think I think if we get to a point where scaling and transaction fees are like low enough that we can I guess accept it, then we get there. Because otherwise, like a centralized server is always gonna be cheaper, like Google or like Amazon or whatever is always gonna be cheaper kind of thing. But like if we get to a point of scale where it's like we get to a point of scale, especially in rollups, then it's gonna be like so much easier as well. Like the problem with currencies right now is that I can't send over like $100,000 to another country without getting flagged by anti-money laundering laws. I can't even send like 10,000, sorry. It's not 100,000. like 10,000 will even get flagged, 5,000 will get flagged, and stuff like that. It's just like it's just too much. It's just like a lot of work, annoying as well. Like why am I defined by laws to like prevent me from sending money to my cousin or something in another country? Especially in like I guess like we see a lot of people moving around countries nowadays. Like it's just a lot harder.
Daryl, the most exciting topic, metaverse. What do you see when I tell you metaverse, and what do you envision, for the metaverse? What's your hot take on this cyberspace?
Okay, so my like metaverse would probably be like a virtual world kind of thing where you can meet up with friends and everything like that. But like to me, like I've already been like living in it. I've been like I'm here in Malaysia, like a literally a third world country that has like no connections to anywhere else as much, and I've been like being able to connect with anyone anywhere on Twitter and Telegram, and being able to talk to them regardless, or jumping on a Zoom call with you in Dubai, stuff like that. It's just like really random stuff. And just like I don't really see like a point of expanding the metaverse as much further. And the fact that to me that's really like something that people have already gone through kind of thing. As like maybe in a metaverse solution like you could change the way you look. If I like for example I want to be like I don't know like 20 kg lighter or something, I can change that in the metaverse. Like it's just like really random. It's just really like to me like I can like I'm still very much a proponent of like real life connections as well.
So what's next for you? What are you gonna do now? What do you dream of?
What do I dream about? What do you dream about? Like I don't know. I think I've accomplished like a lot of things that I've set out to do. I've talked about this with a lot of friends. Like okay, like now that I am where I am, it's just like what the fuck do I do in my life? Like a lot of people say that once they've made it, they're gonna retire and like go off somewhere. And to me, it's like I've tried like shutting down. I've tried like doing and just like retiring, but like, I can't do that. Like it's just really boring. It's just like extremely boring. And just like to me, it's like, I just would still want to be in the space like shit, even that shit posting, or like even just like talking shit with my friends every day, that kind of thing. And that's just like fun to me. Like I wanna keep like to me, my dream is like keep on having fun, and then yeah, just keep on having fun, being able to like decide my own things, being able to decide my own future, my own rules, like not being beholden to like stuff like financial stress or like um rules. Yeah.
Okay, if we turn this into a takeaway session for the youth, what advice would you share with the youth right now?
I'll give some like some really weird advice, but I just gave it to a friend yesterday. It's like one, it's like learn to say no. Like a lot of people a lot of people in the space like when they're trying to get in, they try to like pick up everything and then they can't handle it. And then it just really just like blows up in their face like when you can't deliver on something. So like learn to say no firstly. Two is like being able to take some time off and enjoy what you've done. Like being able to take a step back and evaluate like what you've done so far with your life or what you've been able to like, achieve, and like being able to like be proud of that fact. Like a lot of people that I know right now is like youngsters starting out, like they make $1 million and then they lose it all the next few months by like doing degenerate trades. Or like they make $1 million and then they'll be like, I still want to make like $10 million so that I can pay off my parents or something like that. It's just like, bro, you need to like take a step back and reevaluate that you've literally earned $1 million worth of money that a lot of people wouldn't be able to make in their lives. And just like being able to recognize the fact that you've gotten to where it is and just like not fuck it up kind of thing. And like yeah, just like the advice is really just like show up kind of thing. Show up, be present, be there for people when they need it.